Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comics, video games, and anything else geeky. I'm Amber.
I'm Dani.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are ending our AniMAY with Castle in the Sky, a Studio Ghibili or Ghibli movie.
This is our first Studio Ghibili thing we've done, right?
Yes, I think so.
Nice. Nice way to kick it off with the anime theme that we've got this month.
Agree.
Cool. But before we get into that topic,
Geeky Weeks.
let's talk about our Geeky Weeks. Amber, what you got going on?
Nothing going on yet, but as we are recording this, the Paralives early access just dropped. And that's a life simulation game that's been independently, publicly in the works for 7 years. So very, very highly anticipated game. A lot of people are finally some competition for The Sims, because The Sims has kind of had a monopoly over life simulation games for a long time. And people think that this will be the first one that can truly rival The Sims. So it looks promising, and we're in early access, and I've heard that since the game is going to be a one-time payment with a bunch of free updates in the future, I've heard that they're going to increase the price until they get to launch. You know, once they keep adding some content, I guess. So right now it's $40, and you can get it for a early access 10% off thing, so it's $35 if you get it right now. Not sponsored. We could be though. But so I'm excited to play that tonight after we're done recording.
Nice.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
I literally saw that on my YouTube recommended. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it's been under development and has been they've been showing very short clips as soon as they're you can size windows up, and everybody goes crazy, oh my gosh, you can't do that in The Sims. It's but you can do curved walls. Well, you can't customly place windows. You can drag, there's a lot of dragging features and resizing features that's not in The Sims. So yeah, I'll let you guys know next week how it is.
Once your NDA is lifted?
No. It's not a early act. It's publicly available on Steam right now.
Okay. Sounds cool. Anything else?
Yeah. I watched a cool movie called Castle in the Sky.
Ooh, we should talk about that.
No way.
Yeah. Well, that's about it.
All right, Dani. How about you?
Well, I was MIA last week, so I was in Dollywood.
Nice.
New amusement park unlocked.
Nice.
And I actually really enjoyed it. I think there's a good mix of good coasters, family-friendly coasters, museum walkthroughs, shows. The food was good. We went to one of the restaurants, and reasonably priced. We only waited 30 minutes for a table, so I'd say food options really good. I had a butterfly-shaped pretzel sandwich.
What?
Oh,
it was beautiful.
Butterfly is kind of their logo, right?
Yeah, it's the whole theme. But it was really fun. I say the coasters are pretty good. I say they're not too thrilling, but there's some good ones. But overall, good experience. Very family friendly. So I would recommend if you guys are ever in that area.
Sounds
Other
cool.
than that, played some Overcooked with my friends. It didn't last too long.
What, the friendship?
Yeah. And then we played Jackbox to better the mood.
Oh, that didn't also ruin friendships?
No.
I see.
But I think that's about And I watched The Crash on Netflix, which is like a true crime documentary.
I heard about that. Is it any
Very
good?
intense. It was so good.
I'll have to check that out.
But yeah, that's about it for me.
All right. I went and saw a movie. Saw the new Mandalorian movie, Mandalorian and Grogu.
Ooh.
And it was good. Saw it in IMAX 3D.
They still make 3D movies?
They still make 3D movies.
That's wild.
And I only picked this because it was the right time. You know, the right time of day. I don't usually splurge for the 3D glasses, but I did. It was fine. I did see a couple weeks ago when I saw the Mario movie. Same thing. It happened to be the 3D version was the right time for me, and that movie was fantastic in 3D. Like the 3D world building that they did was incredible.
Nice.
Mandalorian, it was just like, okay, it's just a movie. There wasn't anything super spectacular about the 3D aspect of it. But it was a decent enough movie. I know it's got its criticisms, it's got its supporters, but I was not disappointed.
I saw a clip of the jacked Jabba the Hutt kid.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's goofy. Why does he have arms? But it was like it was an edit to the Sabrina Carpenter song, When Did You Get Hot?
Oh no.
And they showed
Lord.
like baby guy as like a little blob, and then it was like, when did you get hot? And it was the new guy.
So apparently whoever wrote this or directed it, I'm guessing wrote it, doesn't have a stellar reputation because in 2008 he took the highly successful Clone Wars animated series and kind of took 3 episodes from that or made a 3-episode movie that went to the theaters, and the premise was going to save this Jabba the Hutt son guy, and then here we are 15 years later or whatever, 20 years later, and the same guy took a TV show that's a successful TV show and put together what everybody's saying should have been like 2 episodes instead of a movie, and put a movie out of them having to rescue the same Jabba the Hutt guy.
That's so funny. He just likes that character.
Yeah. But it was good. Other than that, played some family game night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Amber came over.
Wait, I wasn't there.
You left.
Brought Disney Dixit.
Dixit.
Easy for you to say. And that was a fun time. Always good to play some board games with the fam.
Yeah, it was fun.
But that's about it. So let's get into the topic. Closing off the month of May with a full-length feature of a Studio Ghibili movie entitled Castle in the Sky, recommended by Amber herself. So Amber,
Yeah.
what can you tell us about this Castle in the Sky thing?
So when picking a Ghibli movie for us to watch, I wanted to see one either that I think you guys would have liked that I had seen, or one that I had not seen at all. And so I decided on Castle in the Sky because it is the first Studio Ghibli movie under the animation studio, Studio Ghibli. Directed by Hayao Miyazaki, who is the most famous director, as part of Studio Ghibli. They have a few others. It doesn't make every movie, but he's probably regarded as one of the best creatives of all time, and definitely one to come out of Japan. It's not his first movie, actually. A movie that I really like that I was telling you about the other day, Nausicaa of the Wind Valley. That was a movie that got him famous, which he made based off of a manga that he wrote, and I didn't know that, so that was kind of cool. But that movie did really, really well, and I think it was with Toei Animation Studios or something. And it did so well that he founded his own studio. which is Studio Ghibili.
Nice.
Yeah, and he did it with a couple other people, but I don't know their names, and I feel like a lot of people also don't know their names and think that Studio Ghibli is synonymous with Miyazaki, which, you know, take it or leave it, he is the most famous creative there. But Castle in the Sky was directed and written by him, and I don't think this one was based on anything. Something that Studio Ghibli does a lot is interpret other works, like books. Like they made Howl's Moving Castle, which is based off a book, and then The Secret World of Arrietty is based off of a book also, though it's not called Arrietty. I'm not sure how much that one is based off of that book, but yeah. So, and some other, you know, original stories, but he usually likes to make stories with a purpose of, like, hey, the environment, or hey, I don't know, not all people are evil, or whatever. So, kind of cool stuff.
Most people are evil. Just to clarify.
Yeah. But one thing that Miyazaki really likes is airships. And I think that's pretty apparent in this movie. And you'll see in, like, some of the other movies, like, The Wind Rises is all about planes during, I don't know, probably the 1940s. A lot of World War II stuff coming out of Studio Ghibli. But I don't know. Yeah, but this movie is from 1986. It's the first Studio Ghibli movie. But it wasn't dubbed in America until a couple of years later. But then I Googled it because Disney's involved, because Disney's always involved.
Right.
I'm sure if you're me and Danny's age, or have kids who are me and Danny's age, you probably remember seeing advertisement after advertisement about Ponyo or the Arrietty movie, because they were hard pushing those because they had Disney Channel actors voice acting during those times. So they were big pushing those two movies. But they had been distributing, they had rights to distribute in America, I think from like 2003. And so they took all of the, you know, new released movies and, you know, dubbed those. I think Ponyo and Arrietty were the ones that, like, were really big because they had actual theatrical releases. But they also went back and dubbed a bunch of the older movies, like Castle in the Sky and like Kiki's Delivery Service and stuff like that. So I think sometimes you'll see like two different dubbed versions, but I think on streaming services it's all the Disney stuff.
Right.
So that's how we get Castle in the Sky that we watched.
Yeah.
And did you guys both watch the Disney dubbed version?
I did.
I watched the subbed.
So you watched it in Japanese.
I did.
Fancy.
Nice. True believer over there.
So you missed some of the great voice work by James Vanderbeek, Anna Paquin,
Rest in peace.
Cloris Leachman doing one heck of a job.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it was Mark Hamill until afterwards.
Yeah. I had, you know, looked it up because knowing these movies, I always like to see who, you know, what little famous actors they got as kids, you know, to play these characters. And Mark Hamill, I swear, is in every single one of these.
Oh, really?
I think he's in a couple. But then we also had Mandy Patinkin and Jim Cummings as some other voice actors. I was like, yep, that's Tigger. That's Tigger's voice right there.
Yeah, also Andy Dick. And then Debbie Derryberry, who's known as Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, okay. Nice.
She voiced Madge, whoever Madge was.
I think it's the mom, the wife of the mine man. She had, like, the orange hair in the frying pan.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I think that was her.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, so we've got a full-length movie. I was expecting it to be like 90 minutes,
Right.
but it was
Yeah, I
full
think some of them are shorter.
2 hours and 4 minutes long.
Oh, apparently this was adapted from Gulliver's Travels, and I don't know how true that is, but it must be a very loose interpretation.
I know it said something about how Miyazaki had traveled to Wales and he witnessed the aftermath of the coal miners' strike.
Oh.
And I think he was going there to do some other type of research. And then once he saw this coal miner strike, he started writing that whole part of it into it. And then,
Cool.
and then started adding the environmentalism stuff into it. But yeah, this may not have been influenced by something per se, but it sure did influence a lot of stuff. Like this was one of the earliest steampunk type things that you can point your finger at and say, hey, that's definitely steampunk. And lots of other, video games and shows and movies and stuff like that have stated that they're influenced by this. But did you pick up any on what's Pokemon trainer dude's name?
Ash.
Ash. You get a little bit of Ash from
Ponzu?
From Ponzu.
Potsu? I don't know. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I think he just kind of looks like basic main character in an anime, and I think Ash also looks like basic main character in an anime.
Yeah.
For me, it was kind of the colors. Like,
Okay,
between
like
the-
he had like the blue and the reddish brown.
yeah. Which they
Makes
said they
sense.
tried to stick to a limited color palette on this movie, but they ended up using like 300 shades after all.
Well, they had like different lighting in like every single scene, and all of the like the stone versus the cave versus the lantern. So they I don't know. They did a lot with the colors.
Yeah, and I know he experimented around with a lot of special effects too with the animation.
But yeah, this is just a taste of Studio Ghibli and the iconic style that they use in like all of their movies. And I think this one is like a fan favorite.
Yeah.
And I can see why. Like, I was not expecting to like it as much. Like, I was expecting to like it because there's not a Ghibli movie that I don't like. But it was like action packed, and I was not expecting that.
Right, a lot of kidnappings and escapes and chases and
Explosions.
yeah, a lot of like early on in the movie, like people just start pulling out guns and shooting at each other. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's a little different than your average Disney released movie.
Right.
But they had the aim of a stormtrooper, so
For sure. Except for at one
Plot
point
armor.
that they actually shoot Potsu's face, and I was like, they drew blood in a Ghibli movie?
right, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, no, it didn't have immediate success like in the box office, but then it slowly started like working its way through the system and became a fan favorite, kind of a
Like-
cult status almost.
Yeah, like I'm sure, they followed this up with My Neighbor Totoro and Grave of the Fireflies, which were super popular. Like, I don't know how popular they were at release, but those are some of the more iconic. Like, Totoro is like literally the logo of their company.
Right.
Yeah.
So they definitely, I think, got a lot of hits with, and I think especially in America, Spirited Away got them big hits. So a lot of people, went back and watched the older ones and loved them too.
That's cool. Let's talk a little bit about the music,
Okay.
because I guess the score that Dani heard might have been different than the score that we heard, but it's probably very similar. But they said that they did a reworked soundtrack for the 2003 English dub. But it's the same composer, Joe Hisaishi. It might be how you say his name. But he composed the
Forgive
original
us, we're not
soundtrack,
Japanese.
and then he reworked that soundtrack for the 2003 English dub. But just watching the movie, and of course, I'm not talking about like the action scenes and stuff like that, just the environmental type background music as they're, I don't know, going in through the forest and stuff like that. It instantly made me feel like I was playing a early 2000s or mid 2000s RPG, like a JRPG specifically. You know, once we got past the chip tunes of the NES era and the Sega Genesis era and got into the actual, you know, music, like maybe even a Zelda Breath of the Wild type game, which was a inspired game from this movie, they said.
Oh.
That's cool.
But yeah,
I will say,
great music.
I didn't like the music as much as other movies. Like, I think most of it was just because the theme kind of sounded similar to the Howl's Moving Castle theme. And the Howl's Moving Castle theme is so iconic. I was just like, but this isn't Howl's Moving Castle. Like,
Right.
it's not. But I mean, it was enjoyable. I think during some of the action scenes, it was a little wacky, the music they had playing. But
That is another movie that said they had direct inspiration from this movie.
well, it was the same. It was the same director.
Oh, okay. And it was the first thing on the streaming service that I was watching that said, if you like this, you will also like this. It was the first one in the list.
Yeah, they have pretty, like, kind of similar concept. Like, Howl's Moving Castle is a moving castle that, like, kind of walks in a steampunky way. So
Nice.
I think they took a lot of inspiration from this movie when adapting the book. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Cool. Now, your mom didn't watch it, but she asked me to describe it. Like,
You should have told her who the actors were.
yeah,
She would have watched it if you told her James Vanderbeek was in it.
that's right. But I kind of froze when she asked, like, what was the movie about? I said it's a little too much to describe. Would one of you want to try to take a stab at describing the premise of the movie?
Little girl is special, so everyone wants
Let's
her.
end it right there.
Little girl is special, so everyone wants her. Nice.
And she befriends a boy to help her escape or run away, but also to find this place that she's from,
Laputa.
which I googled why it was taken out of the English version.
What? Why, what was taken out of the English version?
Like, the Japanese movie is called Laputa Castle in the Sky. Did you just look it up?
No, but isn't that a bad word in Spanish?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, now, yeah.
I saw it written and I'm like, wait a second. But I actually saw the original Japanese storyboards for a little bit, and they had it anglicized as like Raputa, because in Japanese the L and the R are very similar sounding. So I think they are like the same sound in Japanese. So they had it as Raputa, but yeah, I saw it written and I'm like, what are they gonna say? they went hard on the Laputa. They did not say it as you'd think it might be said.
Yeah, so you had the girl who had this mystical, magical necklace stone thing. Mm-hmm. And she's being chased by a bunch of pirates. So a bunch of air pirates. And then the army itself, I don't know what army it was, but a army was chasing. And then also Muska.
Meeska,
Yeah.
Mooska.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I
Mouse
remember that
Control.
because of that.
Mickey Mouse was chasing her down. She had too much magic.
Yeah, but
Nope.
he was like working with the military, but he wanted the weird technological secrets because this Laputa place was known for having very advanced technology, and he thought it would be a threat to the world. Or the government thought that it would be a threat to the world. He thought he would just start using it.
Yeah, he was going to take over the world.
Yeah.
So he was kind of using them to get to her.
Yeah, it's like, hey, there's treasure here.
Now, at some point, all the talk about Sheeta, who's the female character, all of her talk about the grandmother that taught her the spells years ago. Did you ever stop to think that maybe Dola was her grandmother?
No.
Oh.
I did.
Nope.
Oh.
There's
But
a
then
couple.
they showed the grandmother.
There's a couple scenes where she was talking about her grandmother and things that she learned from her, and Dola kind of smiled and got like more human and less evil witchy piratey.
Yeah, that's if there's one thing about Studio Ghibli is they love a weird mean old lady.
Nice.
But usually those mean old ladies get a little nicer, and we definitely saw that with Dola. She became a sweetheart and like almost like kind of adopted Sheeta and Pot.
Pozu?
What's it?
Pazu.
Pozu. Yeah, whatever the heck his name was.
Yeah, because at first she was trying to capture her, right? And then
Yeah.
they decided to work together.
Well, because she's a pirate, she wanted the treasures, and
Yeah.
she thought, "Hey, this necklace is nice. I want that necklace." Little did she know, there was a whole castle full of treasures where that necklace led.
Right.
But one thing that we got to see, like a little bit when we were in Laputa, was a lot of cool critters, and that's something that's very common in Ghibli movies, is weird little guys. Like, I'd say like the robots were kind of like that, how they kind of looked like pill bugs and then expanded into big robots. And then we also had the little foxes and the weird fish and stuff like that.
Now the foxes is exactly why I looked up like what came first, this movie or Pokemon.
Oh, when I saw the foxes, I was like, that's Neopets right there.
Oh yeah, it looks like that too. But isn't there one of the variations of
Eevee.
Oh, it looks
Eevee.
like Eevee.
yeah?
Yeah, it kind of looks just like Joltik.
Yeah.
And then the big robots, I guess they inspired the iron golems of Minecraft.
Oh. I wonder if Iron Giant saw that. Or maybe did Iron Giant come out first?
No, I think
I was thinking Iron Giant.
I think it came after that, and I think that was another reference.
Yeah. Because there's just something about the way this man designs things that's like wild. But I thought it was so cute. The soul robot taking care of the garden.
Now that part confused me a little bit. It makes for a good story. They showed all the other robots there that were kind of, rusted out
Overgrown.
or overgrown. And I guess after all the people left, then there was, they started dying off, and there was only one left. But this girl's only, 10 years old? And she grew up there?
No, she didn't grow up on the castle.
Oh, I thought she was from there.
She's from there, but I don't know when everybody left, but she was saying that she grew up in the valley. So she grew up in the mountains, but not there. I wonder if like her grandma left there and then she's like the true heir. Because
Gotcha.
they said that she was the true heir.
Okay, I thought she grew up there, and in the 10 years that she was gone, like all this stuff went bad.
Also, weird, but they kept calling her a little girl, and then all of the pirates were attracted to her.
I had to rewind that part.
That was
Like-
my favorite scene.
Like it makes sense that Pazu's attracted to her, right? They're the same age.
They're little
It's
kids.
that they're cutie together. But then all of the pirates are like, I can help you, Sheeta. Do you need any help?
And the one just comes in with a flower and says, I'm in love with you.
Yeah. That was Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah.
Well, and the witch lady wasn't helping because she was like, oh, you all need to find a girl like her.
Yeah. I used to be like that. You guys gotta find a girl like that.
And
Well, it
of
was
course she's
after-
just like,
Did they give her a dress or something?
She gave her like a new outfit.
Yeah.
Just like pants.
And as soon
She
as
gave her pants.
as soon as she put that on, then they all started getting the heart eyes for her.
But maybe it was because she kind of looked like their mom. Maybe they all have mommy issues, and I can see why. That lady is high strung.
Oedipus complex.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Someone, I forget who it was. Oh, it was was it the engineer, the old engineer on the pirate ship? He said she reminds me a lot of you when you were young.
Yeah.
So that's another reason I thought maybe they were gonna do the big reveal at the end that she was the grandmother. See, he
That
missed
and
out.
like the pigtails.
Right, they got
I
shot
wonder
off.
if they were. Yeah. Well, that's another thing about like Ghibli movies is I feel like female characters always have this like weird hair transformation, right? Like she got her pigtail shot off in Howl's Moving Castle. Her hair turns gray, and I think she cuts her hair. She starts with a braid and then it gets cut into a bob. I don't know. Maybe Miyazaki just likes little bobs.
So were you happy with your choice of movie, Amber?
I was, yeah. I was surprised that, because I knew it was the first Ghibli movie, but I didn't know that it came, like, after Nausicaa. Because I knew Nausicaa was, like, one of the oldest Miyazaki movies, but I thought that was a Ghibli movie. But this was the first Ghibli movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have only ever seen Spirited Away, so this was a nice change.
Yeah, and I feel like seeing a more, I don't know, like more of a narrative in a movie is nice. A nice change from Spirited Away, because Spirited Away is very much, let's dive into Japanese folklore, and then we're just gonna chill there for like 2 hours. Whereas this is like, here's a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that they can do both.
I read that it was one of the first with like a villain.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like looking at Reddit a little bit, and this one guy was like very upset that like the villain in this movie wasn't like nuanced in a way. Like in a lot of other movies, the villains are people who just make bad decisions. Like, oh, she's a witch who just, you know, sold her soul for the wrong thing, right? Or, I don't know. But then people are combating it like, hey, there's no villain in Spirited Away. Like, the villain is, you know, everything.
Right.
But in this movie, it's like, the bad guy is very obviously a bad guy. And he gets what he gets what he deserves. So, but we had like 2 villains in this movie, and I'd say one of them definitely had a positive arc.
Yeah.
I like the scene where I think it was towards the beginning, the 2 buff guys were fighting. And one would punch one, he's like, haha, that didn't hurt me. Then he'd punch the other one, he's like, ho ho. They just kept laughing at each other.
Yeah, that was funny, for sure. I know some people were also complaining about the voice acting in this movie. like Anna Paquin's accent. And I definitely noticed her accent kept changing. But I think that's just because that was her voice. And she is what? From like New Zealand, kinda?
Who did she voice?
She voiced Sheeta.
Oh.
And it was really funny. Like, she'd go from, like, American to British to Australian to... It was silly.
Little tiny southern drawl in there, too.
Yeah. It's like, okay, Rogue, what are you doing here?
Right. And I don't know how they, because the James Van Der Beek voiceover sounds nothing like James Van Der Beek in anything that I've seen him in. He's usually tone-wise, it was
acts
close.
as like a teenager.
But
it kind of just sounded like him young.
the pacing is completely different. And this had a very...
Pacey. He plays Dawson.
Not pacey, pacing. But this had a very, anime, short, choppy phrases, and I don't know if...
It's like, we've got to go there!
If he played it that way, or if they edited him to make it, sound that way. That'd be interesting to know.
Something they have to do is match up to the visuals. And I think when I was watching it,
I always have to.
I know, they definitely didn't sometimes.
Especially when they put a scarf around their mouth for half of the movie.
Right. But I was watching, and I think I had the subtitles for the subbed version on. And so I was like reading things, and it was like, they didn't say that.
Oh, yeah.
In Japanese, they would have said that, but they didn't say that. They just said, hey, look out over there. But the subtitles would say, hey, Sheeta, look at that thing over there.
Right.
Just slightly different sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool. This was my first Studio Ghibli movie.
Nice. I think you should watch Grave of the Fireflies next.
Well, next, I think I need to load up BioShock Infinite.
What?
Because all the steam ships and floating stuff made me
True.
want to play that game again.
I think watch Howl's Moving Castle and then go play BioShock.
Oh, okay.
Infinite. Yeah. But I don't know. Some of my favorites are Ponyo and Arrietty. And those are very good. But also, Dani, my suggestion for you to watch next is Kiki's Delivery Service. You need to watch that one next because there's a cat. It's a black cat. And it's a little witch girl who weirdly looks just like Sheeta. Like after they cut Sheeta's hair, Kiki wears a black dress, like a dark blue dress, and has a short black bob and a headband.
Same person.
Yeah, it is the same character.
Have a headband.
Yeah.
Aw, kitty.
Yeah, but that's a good one. Personalized suggestions for you both.
Yeah, appreciate that. Well, this was, I think, a good way to finish off AniMAY, the month of AniMAY.
Yeah.
I get to check something off my bucket list, see a Studio Ghibli movie.
Now you just have to watch the rest of them because they're really all this good. Some of them better.
And I didn't have the same relationship with those movies as you did. You would see advertisements for them on the Disney Channel, whereas...
Yeah, but I didn't watch them. I don't know why. I think I may have thought I was too old to go see Ponyo. And then here I am, in my 20s, like, Ponyo's maybe my favorite Ghibli movie.
My familiarity with them was the fact that I'd go to like Best Buy and go look in the Disney section of DVDs to see what was new, because back then we didn't have a Disney Plus or something, and you'd have to go buy DVDs, and you'd see, is the new Disney movie out? And then I'd see a bunch of this weird looking anime stuff. I'm like, what is this? It's got Disney's name all over it. And then every time a new one came out, it kind of looked like the same, like, animation movie type thing.
Yeah. It's funny some of the decisions they made, distribution-wise. Like, Disney said, there's like another Ghibli movie, I think, about World War II. I think very much so about World War II, very similar to Grave of the Fireflies. But From Up on Poppy Hill, Disney was like, I don't think we should distribute this in America. I think our audience might be too young for this. I think it might be too graphic.
Very ironic considering the original Mickey Mouse shorts that they played in the theaters in the 40s were propaganda films for the military.
Right.
Hey, whoever pays,
I guess so.
Got to get that military contract money.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have Mr. Toad if it wasn't for a little bit of propaganda.
Yeah.
The ends justify the means. Well, anything else on this Castle in the Sky movie?
No.
No.
No. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and consider this an episode. Let us know if you've seen Castle in the Sky. Let us know what your favorite Studio Ghibli movie is. Send us an email, podcast@familygeeker.com, or hit us up on our socials and let us know. Give us a recommendation.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite Bob girl?
That's funny.
Well, that's going to wrap up this episode. We thank you as always for listening. Stay tuned next week as we start June, which we don't have a theme for yet, but maybe we'll just catch up on some of our normal content for June. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, we got some catching up to do. So that's going to do it for this one. We thank you as always for listening, and until next time, peace out
Peace out.
and
Geek
out.
out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.